Hey Mano,
You.
pick a player who you think should be an all-star
Michael Jordan.
that's currently playing. You know who I'd pick?
Who?
Alex Caruso. What's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Kaki Cartel, and today we have the performance review of a very sort of surprising shoe in my opinion, none other than the Converse All-Star BB. So I know what you're thinking, Converse and basketball, that's very, very old school. I don't think anybody has played in a pair of Converse basketball shoes for the past, I dare say, 30 years. But Converse has actually made a very, very strong comeback. They signed Kelly Oubre Jr. and their first sort of basketball line is actually pretty good. Now before we get into the performance review, I just want to go through some design aspects on this because this is just absolutely crazy. The Converse All-Star BB. As you can see, they sort of stay true to the roots of the Converse All-Star sort of silhouette. Obviously, we've upgraded materials like technology for basketball, but you do get the OG vibes. The Converse logo here, you got on the back the Converse logo as well, and most people would think this is more of an upgraded Converse Chuck Taylor or Converse All-Star, but this is actually a performance basketball shoe. Now jumping into the performance review, starting off with the traction, as always, the Converse All-Star BB features multi-directional traction patterns and it's in translucent outsole. I'm not sure if there are any more colorways with a solid outsole, but so far, this translucent outsole worked especially well on all sorts of courts. Clean courts, dusty courts, mildly dusty courts. I even tried playing these outdoors once, and these actually worked. The multi-directional pattern sort of works really well. Dust doesn't get clogged up very easily. You don't really have to wipe very often. And the traction just works really well. You can see I played in all sorts of conditions and dust is not an issue. It's multi-directional, it has full coverage. Traction is really good on these. Moving on to the cushion. Now this is where it gets really interesting. In case you didn't know, Converse is actually a subsidiary under Nike. So the technology is actually brought on from Nike, and the closest comparison, well not closest, I think it's more of a one-to-one comparison of the cushion is the Kobe NXT 360. If you played in those, the cushion is more or less exactly the same. It's a full React core. And what that means is the entire cushioning system is detachable. So if I take this out of the shoe, this whole thing can just bend at will, which is not necessarily a bad thing and not necessarily a good thing as well. But as you can see here, the full React core, it's full length, it's a drop-in, it's nice and plush, it's thick, it's comfortable. There's no sacrifice for court feel. You do get a really good ride and a smooth sort of heel-to-toe transition. React just works really well. If you play in React cushioning before, you know what I'm talking about. Cushioning is definitely a bonus. It's not the best, but it does its job. It does the job well. It's good impact protection, it's good court feel, nothing much to complain about. Now moving on to the materials. To be honest, I had zero expectations. I wasn't really expecting much from a Converse basketball shoe, but I'll admit that I was wrong. The materials work well together. It's nothing too fancy, but nothing too sort of basic as well. You do get mesh in certain areas, and you get minimal fuse where there's areas of wear and tear. And it just works. It's comfortable. It molds to your feet after a certain break-in time. You can see I've worn these quite a lot. It's sort of deformed here around the collar where I tend to move my feet a lot. But overall materials work. It's breathable, which is really nice. And yeah, good materials. Moving along to the fit and support. The Converse All-Star BB fits true to size. I'm usually at 10.5 and I wear a 10.5 in these, and my toes just reach the edge of the shoe, which is not necessarily uncomfortable, but if you're a player that likes having a little bit more toe room and a little bit more volume in your sort of toe area, definitely do consider going half size up. But for normal footed players and slightly wide footers, I do recommend going true to size. Don't go half size down. I think it might be a little bit too snug, and in terms of length, it might jam your foot a little bit. True to size, or if you're super wide footed or prefer a little bit more toe room, definitely try a half size up. Now moving into support. Now even though I really like playing low tops, I enjoyed playing in these as well. These are technically a high and they're super supportive. I like to think I don't have much ankle issues. My knees might say otherwise, but in terms of ankle support, these actually work really well. They have a nice sort of heel pad here, so it doesn't really rub against your Achilles or heel. And once your foot is in, laced up all the way to the top, you're locked in and you're good to go. I had zero issues in terms of lockdown and stability. It's quite a flat base here, so I had no problems going laterally left to right. And overall support is good. Once your foot is in, you'll be locked in and good to go. Now, I do know that there's a low top version coming soon, but I don't think I'll be testing them out, as honestly, I don't see a need to in terms of being a high or a low. They'll probably play exactly the same if it's the same build. Would I get a low top over these if I didn't get these before? Probably, but since I have these, the low tops I think will perform the same. So overall, the Converse All-Star BB is a really nice shoe. It's sort of on the edge of not too premium and premium. It's sort of in the middle, which is fine, honestly. It's a fun shoe to play in. I can just pull it out of the bag, slip it on, and have no sort of qualms about thinking whether it'll hurt or it'll perform worse or bad. I just think that if this is the direction that Converse is bringing their basketball line to, I'm excited to see what they come up with next. This is definitely a very strong sort of intro back for Converse into your basketball line. No wonder Kelly Oubre is balling so hard. So overall, if you wanted to try something that's not a swoosh or a three-stripe brand, this is something you should definitely check out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So that takes care of the performance review, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe down the Huddle below, as well as follow me on Instagram at BTKicks, where I do sneak previews and sneak peeks of the shoes that I'll be testing, as well as streetwear related content. Until next time, guys, we out.